Hey guys, it's JaaackJack and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to do these pop-up photos that you can use in your scrapbook. I shared this in my scrapbook gift that I made for my Auntie Feenie, and as promised I'm going to show you different interactive elements that you can add to your scrapbooking, starting with this one. I am obsessed with it and it's actually not as hard as you think. So let's go ahead and get started with this tutorial. So you want to have at least 3 different pieces of paper to create the structure. I'm using white paper, but it's kind of like thick cardstock paper just because I want it to be a little bit heavier and sturdier. If you use like plain computer paper, it might be a little more flimsy. So I would definitely recommend going with like construction paper of some sort. And then you want to have 4 little pictures that you want to use. It's helpful and easier if you have like pretty small size pictures, and they can be whatever orientation. This way, like portrait or landscape, but just make sure they're all like the same size. So these are the 4 that I am going to be using. So step 1 is to take one piece of paper and your pictures and kind of line them up to see how they're gonna lay, and give a little bit of space just so they're not super cramped together, but something like that. I'm just gonna take my pencil, make a mark right here at the bottom, and then a mark right here at the top. So we're gonna cut that out. Now this is going to be our little accordion frame that holds the pictures. So what you want to do to make the little accordion is fold it in half. And because this paper is a little bit thicker, I like to use like an edge of like my scissors or something just to flatten it. And now you want to take the end and bring it up to the middle. Ooh, these are leaving marks. Maybe I should use my ruler instead. And I'm pretty sure that mark just came from my nail polish. Oh, goodness. Ignore those marks. And now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Bring this end up to the middle, just like that. And now we have our little accordion. And this is where we'll glue our pictures. And now for step 2, we're going to make something that looks like this. So grab another piece of paper, and you want to, first of all, fold it in half. It's just going to make everything a lot easier so you know where the middle is. Perfect. And this is important to know measurement wise. Like, it doesn't matter what size you're doing. What does matter is your proportions for everything. So we're going to be creating this out of this piece of paper. But what's important to note is these little skinny tabs right here is going to be what's going to hold your pictures open. So if you don't make it long enough, it's going to, if it's like short, your pictures are going to be like stuck like this, and they're not going to open up all the way. That's something I struggled with the first time around that I was doing this. So you want something that extends this full length so you can get that full extension. So that's why once we have our middle here, I'm going to mark all the way to the top right here, and that's going to be the extension. I'm also going to mark not the middle of this page, but the middle of our accordion, because that's going to be the middle for us. So for this long part, the length of the accordion, you don't really need it to be too wide. So I'm actually going to go to the bottom of the page and line up my ruler to 1/2 inch in the middle. So then I can mark right here and right here. The full width right here is 1 inch. And I'm just going to do quick little marks. Just like that. So now we have that measured out. And now this part is going to be the thick part. It doesn't matter how thick you want it to be. I do 4 inches. So here I'm going to line up the middle with the 2-inch mark, and then make a mark at the beginning and then a mark at 4. So now we have 4 inches here. Then do the same over here. Then we can draw our marks. And then I'm just going to erase all of the pencil marks in the middle because we don't need those anymore, and I don't want it to confuse you. So basically this is the shape that we are going to cut out. Ta-da! And now we have this shape. So we already have the crease for the middle on this side. Now we want to create the crease for the middle on this side. My nail polish is getting all over this. Wow. So fold this back down so it looks kind of like a long sleeve t-shirt. Like here's the arms, here's the body. So what you want to do from here is take this side and meet it with the middle crease that we just made here. So it kind of looks like half an arrow, and we're going to do the same thing to the next side. Take this and meet it to the middle crease. And it should look like this perfect arrow. See the arrow? And now you can open this all the way back up. So now when you have this, essentially what we want to do is close the thick parts. We want to close this, but these are going to go on the inside. And the creases that we made help make this easy. So we're going to close that, and it should look like this triangle when it's closed. And when we open, we have like the down arrow, up arrow. And if you're struggling, maybe you're on the wrong side of the creases, because like if I try to do it this way, it's not going to work. So if you are struggling, just flip it over. You'll find that it lays like naturally this way when you're on the correct side. So there we are with step 2. Now for step 3, this is where you're going to want to grab another piece of paper. We're going to make the cover that's going to hold everything together. So essentially it'll go like this and the accordion inside. And when we open it, like that. So you want to create a cover just because this on its own looks a little funky dunky. That's why step 3, we're going to do a cover. So you want to fold your paper in half, and you want to also make sure that whatever piece of paper you're using, when you fold it, it hides everything perfectly. Like if I were to fold it this way, for example, like you can see this is still sticking out. So you want to be able to fold a piece of paper and cover this little spaceship looking piece and have it covered fully here. So now all I'm going to do is measure out the height that I need. So we'll make like a mark right here, and the width. So we're gonna glue this all the way to the middle. So technically I can trim off that much there. I'm gonna use this just so it's nice and straight. And then we'll trim off this little bit on the end. So then our cover should end up something like this, where it fits perfectly, and then once we glue it, we can open it and it'll be like that. So again, step 1, create your accordion. Step 2, make your, let's call this spaceship. And step 3 is to make your cover. Accordion, spaceship, because it looks like a spaceship like this, and cover. So those are the 3 pieces that you need. Now let's glue it all together. So see with your accordion, like one side you have 2 parts, and this side you have 3 parts. You want to take the 3 parts and have it face you, and then take your spaceship. You want to stick this in between these skinny pieces and then turn it on its side, and then you can kind of slide it down. So then when you do this and you glue it down, it'll open up like so. So you have your 2 skinnies. The bottom part is going to get glue on one side, and the top part is going to get glue on the other side. And I'm going to glue them right to the edge of these skinny strips. So it'll actually kind of look like this. You'll see it sticking out a little bit like that. So I'm going to place a little bit of glue here on the bottom part. And then over here, I'm going to place glue on the top part of this side. Now I'm going to take my accordion. The 3 is facing me. And then I'm going to slide those in and just sort of line it up. And if you want to really reinforce it, you can take a piece of tape, tape that down on the part we glued over here, and then same for this part. Oh yeah, the glue is still wet here, so I'm going to turn this over just to make sure that's not going anywhere. So now we have our spaceship and our accordion is glued in there, and it should look like that. So I'm making mine horizontal, so this is the way I will open it, like a picture book. But you could also do it this way, where it's like vertical up and down. So if you like open your pictures, then you see them across. So how you want to add this into like your scrapbook or whatever it may be is totally up to you. I'm doing it horizontally today. It's so fun. Now let's grab our cover. And you basically just want to glue down the spaceship part, not the little legs. So don't put any glue on these little legs that are sticking out. just right here. So once that's all glued, it should look something like this when you open it. Perfect. I'm so happy with how this is turning out. So now using glue or tape or whatever adhesive that you like, we are just going to stick these in one by one. Cuteness. So then when we open, it looks like that. It's so cute. So now you're basically done. That's the end of this tutorial. Before I actually add this into the scrapbook though, I do want to decorate this a little bit more. So I'm going to take this really pretty blush color and I'm going to measure out right here, stick that in there, and I might do the same for inside here as well. Gonna play that one by ear. And then I also have 2 more pictures that I want to add right here like that, but I want to put a little frame around them. So I might use this paper and use that as a border, something like that. I think that'll be really pretty. And then last but not least, I used my silhouette to cut out these letters, and I'm going to have it say our engagement shoot. The O got separated. Our engagement, and then shoot. So I'm gonna do all of that off camera real quick and then I will show you the finished look. Dun 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 dun. Here is the finished pop-out book, our engagement shoot, and when you open it, it looks like this. It is so cute. I'm so happy with how it turned out. So now let me show you the spread that I am putting it in. So this is my scrapbook. It won't all fit on camera, but here is the first page, and I just did white borders for all of the pictures, and then here's the second page, and then I have a little page flag with the date and the location, and then our photographer, because she was amazing. And here is the spot I plan to put this right here. Okay, let's go ahead and tape this in just like that. And then when we're going through the scrapbook, we can open it like that. Ah, I'm so excited. I wasn't planning to jump on camera, but the next day I made an adjustment to the page and I wanted to show you how it turned out. So I didn't like when you lay it flat and you open to this page, it was kind of like sticking up because it's so thick here. So I actually glued on a little button and some twine. So then you can go like this. So then when you untie it, you can open it up like so. Super cute. And that's what it looked like before, but now I glued some twine right behind here and then here with the little button. And then when you tie it, it's nice and secure just like that. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you like more scrapbooking videos like this, definitely let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!